Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video, because y'all have asked, I'm going to go through the same routine of how we set up a Bible trivia, but this time we're going to be using WorshipTools Presenter to do it. So let's go ahead and cut over to the computer, and I will tag a few videos because we've been doing a series of this, and some more that's coming as we get closer to Bible trivia. So let's cut over to the computer first. And a most recent video that I've done is how I built out my database to get all of my questions randomly done. So because I wrote that and that's how I'm using it, that's what we're going to use to build the pull all the questions for everything we're doing. All right. So let's use my database personal. And then we have our two commands here, and we're going to pull 4 rounds. And round 5 is going to be our, actually, let's do 6 rounds. So it'll be 5 rounds, and then this one will be number 6, even though it says 5. So let's go ahead and run that. So now we have our questions, and this is what we're going to use to fill out our presenter. So let's go ahead and open up that right now. And let's start new. So we're going to give this a Bible Trivia 2022. And before we even start doing that, we're going to start making slides for all of this. And hopefully I am not blocking the way so y'all can see. All right, we're good. So let's go through here. And again, I made this originally when I did this at first at Antioch. Everything was done in here, but we're going to do this all new. So let's go ahead and make a new slide. We're going to start with our title. So this is going to be our round 1. And let me pick my font here. Since this is going to be for Signs and Wonders, our main font is League Spartan. So let me go ahead and pick that. And that's the League Spartan Bold. I'm passing it. There it is. All right. And then let's blow this font up. Something like that. All right. So now we're going to make ourselves a new slide. And I just like using title. And then I'm going to just move this up here. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. This is going to be right in the center. So now I'm just going to copy and paste the questions that were generated from my database for each round. So round 1, I actually used this question in my video for on our Q&A. So let's go ahead and resize this so that it takes up the bulk of the screen. I want this aligned in the center, and let's change our font again. And now that I think about it, I could have just duplicated the first slide I just did, but I plan to do that in the future. All right, so we got this. That's our first question. Now I'm just going to duplicate that. 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's copy our next question and do the same thing for question number 3, question number 4. All right, and then we're just going to duplicate this again. Actually, no, I'm going to do a different slide this time around. I want to do a title, and I want to have some context under that. So, but we're going to resize this. So this is going to be our question, and our answer is going to be down here. So let's align this in the center. And actually, it doesn't look like that box is what I want it to be. So let's go ahead and duplicate this, because I like the font size and everything like that. And my box is not centered. I know. Everybody's like, AJ, what's the big deal? And it matters to me. All right. So we got here. Now let's go ahead and just copy the same question again here at the top. So we have our question. Pick our font here. It's going to be a little bit smaller this time around. let's copy our answer. And actually, you know what? I should have left context in there, so that way I could reference scripture. Let's make a new box. And this is going to be our scripture reference. And we definitely need to make that bigger so that everybody can see it. And I don't know. Let's throw that up to 100. And wow, it didn't change my font. All right. Let's make that answer 100 so it's easy for everybody to see. And we'll drop this down to, I don't know, 80. They ain't even noticeable. Let's do it to 70. And the reason I'm spending all the time on the font is because once we get this one done, just like we did before, we just got to copy and paste to replace everything. So that's question number 1. All right, and we got that done. And now we're just going to duplicate 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to paste our the question and the answer in here. So that's number 2. And I don't like the fact that it didn't copy the font that I was using. All right, I ain't gonna worry about that. That's more annoying than anything else, but it's not changing up everything. Now it is, because it's changing my font size. Like, come on, dude. 70. Like, I don't understand why it's changing my stuff. Anyway, let's go through the rest of them. And we got one more for this round. Now, the difference between this one is you're not going to be able to do that kind of delayed response. So you could show the answer and the scripture after the fact. If anybody knows how to do it, please let me know. But as much as I've been playing around with this, I have not been able to figure out how to do that. It just shows everything. So what you could do is just have the answer here and then duplicate the slides again. So that's what I did originally. I had these as questions and then I just went back again. So like, for example, I'll come in here, duplicate, and then I would just put the slide right above the answer slide. And then that would be how I could reference the question again without revealing the answer. And where's my last one? Right there. All right, so answering question, scripture, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so that's how you would do that. Rinse and repeat for however many rounds. So I'm going to change this to round 1. So that would be my name going forward. So now when I'm adding this, I would pick a background and, you know, you can make whatever background you want. You know, I was playing around with fire and stuff like that. So I'll use these red particle ones for right now. And then I would pick my slide for round 1. And that's how it would go. So now when I'm displaying everything, and I need to turn my monitor on so that y'all can see. Which monitor is that? Did I pick the right one? Yes, I did. All right, so now, just like when we do this, if I display the output so that y'all can see it, now you would see something like this, and then I would just go trigger the next slide. That would be for everybody to do it, and then, rinse and repeat. Now, what we can do in here, though, we can go edit the slide and we can do a transition for our auto advance. So I can say, hey, I want to give the team 20 seconds on each slide and then go. Now, the only problem with this is a everything slide. So I can't just say these 5 slides, the 4 questions are the only thing I want to auto progress. It will go into the answers as well too, which I don't want to do. So for this is where I would probably not do this at all. Now I could add audio here, but again, the audio is going to be for the entire round. It's not going to be able to just stop on a given slide. So this is one of those moments where I would just play an audio somewhere different. So like say, let's do this right here. Add 20. Cue auto advance options not available when a foreground is selected. So see, I can't do that either. So it would just be a rinse and repeat of that. You would have different questions, and I'm going to let me speed through one, and I'm going to try and add, well, I'm not going to add all these because I know it's going to take too long to try and do this, but I will add the other, the Bible sorting one here, and we'll do that as another one. So let's do a slide that's going to be round 5. So actually, let's go. I think I named it the exact, no, I named it 2000, right? 2002. Yeah, if I can find. There it goes. So let's duplicate that. And we're just going to call this round, actually it's going to be called round 4. Yes, I want to save changes. So yay, my font is here the same. Now the difference between this one is these are going to be true false questions. Excuse me. No, it's going to be sorting the Bible. So I really don't have to do as much with this. All I have to do is just have the slide of, hey, this is what this round is. And then I have a list of what the Bible verses are going to be, and then put them in the right order. So let's come in here and say, place these books of the Bible in their proper order. All right. And then, like I said, in the database that we have, if I slide this over here, you see here at the bottom, these are our books. So we're just going to go ahead and copy that. And inside of here, we will just paste. And obviously, we're running out of space here. So we need to make sure that all of them will fit. That's, I guess, one issue that I do have with Worship Tools. I don't want all this space here. So I might need to change this to a different slide because I'm not liking how it's doing that. So let's make a new slide, and we're going to do it as, let's do blank. All right, that's better. And let's crank up the size to where it's actually legible. Can we do 60? All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there's all of our stuff there. And then let's go ahead and duplicate That one more time, duplicate it. Now we're going to put it in its proper order. So all we're going to do is, so really? You're not going to do this properly for me? Let's just cheat a little bit here. Let's go ahead and put it in Excel, and then we're just going to sort it. There we go. And let's just add a bracket to help them stand out, since some books have a number in front of them. So there we go. Now, what I like to do is, you can change whatever type of background that you wanted. So we'll come in here, add, well, I'll actually just let it inherit the background since we already picked one. Then we're just going to pick our slides. And that's it. So now, since that's still active, if we come back over here and we go into the next round, boom, there you go. And place these books of the Bible in proper order. There we go. Give it some time. When it's done, we pose the question back again to the audience with the books in their proper order. Really straightforward. So there's really nothing else to it, to be quite honest. It's like you're just making a slide. And again, I'm just leveraging everything that I've done. Now, in all honesty, I'm going to migrate everything over into this anyway, because ProPresenter was giving me some issues after church Sunday, and it crashed a couple of times during service, and it crashed when service was over and I was prepping for our Bible study. So I'm going to move the exact same thing into Presenter as my backup if anything else fails. Now, one last thing we want to do is, again, I am using the studio version. So if I come over here and let me change my monitor here so that we can do our stage display. And I have no idea why it just blanked out like that on me. All right, so we're going to come over here to our stage display. And again, we don't want to show next. We're just going to remove that. And then, we don't have as much control over here. But again, we're just going to just let it take up a full screen. So it's almost like we could duplicate the other screen in the back if we really wanted to. But being able to add like different, different stuff here is not as flexible. But we just want to be able to have an answer out for anybody who's watching. So if I now have this set, let's save it. And I come up here and I bring up our rounds and I show you what it looks like. So again, not really fancy, but it just shows everything. So if we go over, now I might have to obviously shrink the output of what I'm doing on this so that it fits in, but it shows everything for the teams that are going to be looking at the screen. Really straightforward. And I hope that makes sense. And again, I do this to try and repeat it. Now, when I have some more time to call in my inner ETL developer, I'm sure that I could find the format of how ProPresenter and Presenter make slides and maybe able to write an output from SQL to go directly into a file to create this. And then I won't have to do it, and it will literally automate everything. But I'm not there yet. So hopefully that helps. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you want me to show you how to do this in other versions, please let me know. And again, any other companies that make presentation software for your ministry, hey, I'd love to do this. Just swing a license over here to me so I can do some tutorials for you, because I'd rather not buy all the software out there because it's a bunch. But anyway, hopefully this helps and gives you a good idea of what you're going. And then ultimately, I'm not ready to do it right now, but I'm going to package up all of this stuff so that it'll at least get you there. But you know how I like to do it. I like to show you all the steps. And if you decide to do it yourself, you got everything that you need to do. But if some of y'all want to do this stuff and you're kind of like, I don't want to do all this other stuff, I am working with putting a whole package together like this, whether it be an output slides for Presenter, Pro Presenter, or something like that that you can use for your ministry. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will catch you on the next video. Later.